What's happening, Big K.A.? We back in this thing. K too good, he sleep. We cut up a throne, you know, big dog one and son. We back. We here to talk real quick. We here to talk about Joe Budden. So on the recently, not even, we're going to talk about the recent episode of the Joe Budden podcast. But basically, as you seen, I think Thursday, before Cardi B dropped her song with Raw 39, a day before, pretty much, she was going in on Joe Budden, saying this and that. He doesn't support her. Allegedly, she was giving him lap dances in the past. He allegedly does some cocaine, which I know Joe Budden to do, like angel dust or whatever you call it, and certain type of pills. But regardless, I wouldn't be surprised if he did that in his past. Let's keep it a book. But yeah, insinuating he's a hater. He hates on her. All this, yada, yada, yada. It is what it is. I have a whole video covering this, so we could break down exactly what was happening. But basically, he gives her unnecessary hate, and he's biased because he has a relationship with Nicki Minaj. So it looks like they're very buddy-buddy. I will say this. I didn't say this in the video beforehand. I get what she's saying of he's always comparing other artists to her. But sadly, you and Nicki, Cardi B, are the fucking standard for women rap, to be fair. Like, just for success. Shit. Now, longevity. When you look at Nicki Minaj, longevity, but success in general. Like, as much as we champion Meg, Glorilla, Lotto, and various other newer acts, they don't have the fan base, the popularity, and the sales to back up with what you and, Nicki do. They don't. We seen Meg shit. Yeah. Didn't really do that much numbers. You know what I'm saying? But when you and Nicki drop, y'all do it. That's why y'all is the standard bearer. Now, I understand you and Nicki got your beef and whatever. You know, Joe Budden, the whole reality TV show shit. So maybe there's a little bit more there because y'all knew each other before you started rapping and all that. But hey, we'll see. As for her comment about the relationship, bitch, you putting it out there. Like, no disrespect of calling her like the B word, but like, bro, you're putting out, or every time you beef with Offset or some bullshit happens when you and Offset, it gets leaked to media and you discuss it. So niggas gonna talk about it. As much as, yes, you could say maybe Joe gasses it too much and maybe he's being entertaining. I will say, you're putting it out there, niggas gonna talk about it, niggas gonna make videos on it, shit. I do it all the time, so I'm not gonna sit there. But hey, I get it, you know him, so it might hit a little bit different. Also, by the way, sorry for the cough. Like I said, I'm recovering a little bit. The cough is going to be in the video. It is what it is. But anyways, on the Joe Budden podcast that dropped today, I'm recording this on Saturday the 20th. I believe today's the 20th. I believe so. Let me double check. Yes, the 20th. The latest episode of the Joe Budden podcast dropped. And basically, he replied to the Cardi B thing, saying he has love for Cardi, whatever have you. But he's saying, like, oh, y'all niggas can't play with me any which way. Y'all can't talk to me any which way anymore. I feel music or this and that and that. No, again, if we're talking about was Joe Budden a commercial success compared to other people, maybe not as much. But did you feel that music? No. Also refuted the stuff when she was like, who you getting information from? I was saying in the video, like, or I probably didn't say it in the video, but Kaiser. I swear Joe knows Kaiser. I'm not saying Kaiser is telling Joe shit, but yeah. Foundation-wise, there's only a few niggas. They're probably getting repurposed and going between labels. So yeah, he probably has a connection at Atlantic. Let's keep it a buck. That's number one. But anyways, that wasn't even a wild shit. As he was saying all these claims and still saying he loves Cardi or whatever have you. With that being said, he says, every time he speaks about Drake, he gets $1 million. Now, I wouldn't say $1 million, but we do know when Joe Budden talks about Drake, motherfuckers will pay attention. We all know they have their little issues or whatever. So, of course, I knew there was an incentive for him to talk about Drake. We've seen him when Drake mentions him certain times. He doesn't. Sometimes he has literally not posted. Usually he has a Wednesday and a Saturday podcast, and he has a lot of Patreon episodes. The main pod, if you will, and those are on all the DSPs, right? The Apple, the Spotify, or whatever else you listen to them for. You can also, usually, it will be posted on the YouTube, right? And you can listen to it a day after if you want to see the video. With that being said, there has been times with the whole Drake thing, when Drake was mentioning him, he's like, nope, and he's put it on Patreon for the Patreon audience, right? And he didn't upload it for, the freebies, if you will. The niggas that are not paying for the Patreon, which as much as I do fuck with Joe, listen. Like, again, support the person you like, but at the same time, bro, if you're marketing or whatever have you, because I said this at the time, is, hey, there's a Wednesday and a Saturday pod. If you're on a DSP or whatever, or even on YouTube, you get it the day after, you get this shit. The Patreon is here. If you want more content, yada, 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 you come get the Patreon. But you're going to get the Wednesday and the Saturday one. To be fair, you will always get those. So I remember I argued, like, listen, I understand go talk about Drake. I get it. And I'm not mad at the play, the marketing play. But at the same time, bro, give these niggas a Patreon exclusive or something. Because, like, you have, besides y'all niggas going on vacation and letting niggas know there will not be a podcast, you have clearly said this and that. And I understand y'all niggas trying to make money, all that shit. But still, it does look away, nigga. Just give them niggas a free Patreon. And then it's like, hey, yo, there's Drake shit over here. And that would suffice. But, again. But anyways. We all knew there was some monetary thing about him talking about Drake. I wasn't surprised. Making $1 million is crazy, but I remember I was there for the Views rant. When he had that rant in the fucking dirty wife beater in Views. I was there for that. We do get the trash, and if y'all don't know, there was beef. Literally, kids pulled up to Joe Budden's house, and he was chasing them outside with rocks. Like, so I understand there's something there with Drake. That's why with this whole Kendrick and Drake shit, I always say, even though Joe Budden, maybe he's trying to be as fair as he is, bro, I always say there's a little bit of personal shit with him and Drake in that shit. Regardless of, yes, Kendrick did win. But there is still some shit, some personal shit you have with that nigga. I don't know what it is, but there is some personal shit there. I just don't know. But anyways, let's read exactly the quote of what he said. Sorry for the coughs and shit. Like I said, recovering from sickness. Hey, can't stop, won't stop. Pause, no diddy. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know these niggas is mostly going to talk about this Drake and Joe Budden beef, but it did start from the Cardi B situation. So, but just so y'all know. But let's read this a little bit. Joe Budden and Drake have a very complicated relationship. One that the former is very happy to speak on. Moreover, during the recent episode of the self-titled podcast, he specifically ranted against artists that bring up his own pivot from his rap career into his podcasting against him. Also, he said, hey, don't make me pick up a mic again, because I got something for y'all. But Joe, you said you were tired. I ain't gonna lie. If you pick up a mic, I ain't gonna lie. I need you to go back at Drake. Because nah, you got to. There's no way. A man who loves the sport, you just gotta go back at that nigga one time. Or send that nigga a few subliminals. But anyways. But Budden made it clear that there's only one person who can really criticize him in this regard. And that is the Six Squad. Drizzy. Why does he have that specific privilege? Well, Joe suggests that since talking about Drizzy makes him a lot of money, he's one of the only ones who have actually been able to be as successful as Joe wanted to be with his original plan to be a hip-hop artist. I move the way I move, Joe Budden remarked on his podcast. If niggas got a problem with that, in the great words of no pun, Cardi B, if it's up, then it's stuck. When Drake drops a diss, I make millions of dollars. None of y'all have that equity. No, it's too many people out there that think I have something to gain from speaking highly or lowly about you niggas. That little box is reserved for him. I'ma come in here and talk about that nigga's diss tracks, whether I like it or no. It's happened too many times that's gonna be a good month. Speaking of Cardi B beef, one of the things that she brought up against Joe is how he's a clown in her eyes for speculating on Drake's alleged $400 million deal with UMG. This was a quote from Cardi B. I also mentioned this in the other video. I didn't really go into detail about it because I was focusing on her and Joe. Didn't really want to talk about the Drake shit, but stop being an effing hater, she remarked. I'll effing tour till I'm 65 if somebody gives me 400 M's. 400 M's that you don't have. Everything that somebody do good, you always hate on. That's bad. That's terrible. You always hating on something. Also, Joe Budden's hot takes on Drake usually extend to his fan base too. If you're talking to a Drake fan, that doesn't mean you're talking to a hip-hop fan. He recently posited. Of course, many widely misinterpreted this statement online as a claim that Drake fans are not hip-hop fans, as Budden and Aubrey proved time and time again. The line between critique and crow-hating is very thin one on either side. Them niggas have some personal shit. As much as Joe critiques, also I do feel like because you used to be an artist, certain things you are privy to. So it's like maybe they might not say it, but you knowing the business, it's like you could put it together compared to the regular fan as myself, as well as you and Drake. There's some shit there, bro. I don't know. Y'all got some personal shit. I don't know what exactly it is, and it's crazy because y'all niggas was talking the whole time. The diss tracks were coming out and the Kendrick shit was coming. Y'all niggas had open discourse, so it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know, but like, I'm not surprised. Let's keep it a book. I'm not gonna act like when Drake dissed that nigga Joe Budden, I was like, oh, I want to hear what Joe's gonna say on the podcast. Like, yeah, I was sitting there like, oh, I want to hear what he's gonna say. When the Cardi shit happened, I'm like, oh shit, what is he gonna say on the podcast? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and act like he doesn't have a big voice and reach with his voice, and people would like to hear him on certain topics, discuss certain topics. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that. A million is crazy though. Just saying that, a million is crazy. I guess if that is the case, I see why all that shit is blocked on the fucking Patreon. But I still don't like that shit, nigga. You promise niggas, hey, y'all niggas, whatever DSPs y'all niggas is on, y'all get that shit on the Wednesday and the Saturday. Just keep that true. If that's the case, you're going to put it on your Patreon, fine. Salute. And give them niggas a free, like, Patreon exclusive episode of some bullshit. That's it. You said that's how your business model is, nigga. Keep that shit a buck. But besides all that, and also, I can't tell a nigga how to run his business, but at the same time, if I'm conditioned to Friday and Saturday, the nigga I want Friday and Saturday. That's it. Anyways. Also, I hate that because they'll do the Patreon episode, and then they'll kind of talk about what they said on the Patreon episode in the later episode. Like, bro, just... Anyways. Besides all that, what do y'all feel about his remarks? By the way, Queen's Flip, I love Queen's Flip. He does it for, like, narrative and to be funny. But I ain't gonna lie. You sound like... Niggas like, we should go to dinner to restructure. Hey, nigga. Listen, I don't know how that nigga contract is. Nigga, it sounds like you were dying of a famine, nigga. I love Queen's Flip, but that nigga pocket watch like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Anyways, besides all that, check out the podcast episode. And besides all that, what do y'all feel? Comments down below, links in the description. Y'all really think you make $1 million every time you talk about Drake? When Drake goes at him or some beef shit? What do y'all feel? Comments down below, links in the description. Besides that, friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today. Black TJ there while I'm doing this thing. I'm gone. Shalom, Zoom, peace, y'all, gang. Aye.